to present to you our integration on Alexa. This is something that we've developed over the last couple months or so, and we're excited to finally share this with you. We've talked about it a couple times at some of our previous events and things like that, but now we actually have an opportunity to showcase this to you, so we're really excited to do that. In order for me to do a full presentation and a demo of Alexa, though, I'm going to need a little bit of help. I'm not a technical person myself, so I'm going to ask for a little bit of assistance. So I'm going to ask Alexa, ask SmartSimple, please tell me presenter.
Hiya, Alex. Your co-presenter today will be Eric Lauer, the Director of Customer Experience at SmartSimple.
Excellent. Eric, come join us.
How you doing, Alex? Nice intro. Glad to help you out today.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here with us today. And I'm just trying to pull up my notes here. Give you 1 second here. Before we get into the demo itself, what I want to do is I want to do some background information on why we chose the Alexa technology, why we chose voice technology as an integration that we want to pursue, and all that good stuff. So in order for us to do that, let me start off by talking about, first off, what is Alexa? So Alexa is a voice-activated, intelligent personal assistant developed by Amazon. First used by the Amazon Echo and the Amazon Echo Dot. Now, you'll probably have heard of some of the other popular intelligent personal assistants these days, like Cortana by Microsoft, Siri by Apple, Google Assistant, of course, by Google, and in this particular case, Amazon Echo by Amazon. An intelligent personal assistant is a software agent, basically, that can perform tasks or services for an individual. So think about your everyday. You're about to get ready, you're starting your day, and you need to know what the weather forecast is. You'll ask Alexa. Perhaps you're asking for a cab to get you along your way. Or you run out of paper towel and you want to ask Amazon to purchase more paper towels for you. Or you have a home project that you need some instruction on. You can always ask Alexa for that kind of assistance as well. Or even if you're just asking for a daily news feed of what's happening in the world today, or if you've got a playlist that you want to play from your local media app. Now, why exactly are we exploring this specific technology? We see voice AI redefining the way we live, play, and work. Now, over the last few months alone, we've seen an explosion of people embracing the technology. Now, as voice recognition becomes more commonplace in society and different ways of interacting with technology becomes more varied, we want to ensure we stay at the leading edge of these new ideas and continue to innovate and push our platform to extremes. We're always looking to drive innovation, and we're always looking to lead. Of course, we're also nerds at heart, so we think voice technology is pretty awesome. But beyond that, I think what really inspires us about voice intelligence technology is that it makes technology more accessible than ever. So it doesn't matter if you're a 75-year-old grandma that's never touched a smartphone or someone that's challenged with visual impairment, voice can be a solution for both. Now, why did we pick Alexa? So why Amazon? Now, Amazon's been a great partner of SmartSimple for a long time now, and over the years we've earned a lot of distinctions working with them. But more importantly, Amazon's really taken a dominant position in the market and is really driving voice technology. I mean, as you can see by the pie chart, the Echo really dominates the market, way ahead of Google Home, which is the second front runner. Now, how does SmartSimple's Alexa integration actually work? Well, SmartSimple's Alexa skill enables users to set up commands or utterances, as they like to call, to report on any piece of data pulled from any report in your own copy of SmartSimple. What makes our integration unique is that you can actually customize your own utterances for your own unique needs. Now, as long as the data you're looking for is in your SmartSimple system, you can program an utterance to have Alexa to report on it. So imagine this scenario. You're about to walk into a board meeting, but you realize that you're missing a key stat that you want to share with the board. Your staff's already left and you have no time to get back into your office, get on your laptop and pull the numbers. So the question is, what can you do in that situation? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Eric into the conversation now because he's actually programmed some utterances into our Alexa, and he'll be able to demonstrate actually in that particular instance, what can you actually do.
Perfect. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, so just to give you an example, maybe I'll start with a few examples just to show you how it works. And I took set some questions that I wanted to ask the device before our presentation today. So I'm just going to ask it, Alexa, ask SmartSimple, please tell me current reviews.
You have been scheduled for 5 reviews.
Or I can say something like, Alexa, ask SmartSimple, please tell me site visits.
You have been scheduled for 3 site visits.
So what I did just there, and I'm just going to pause the microphone so when I refer to Alexa, it doesn't want to talk to me all the time. I just did 2 simple things. So I made a report to tell me how many reviews I had this week, as well as site visits. So, and again, I just wanted to demonstrate the kind of things that we foresee people using the Alexa for. So what I did there was I referred to I said Alexa, which is the wake, what they call a wake word for Amazon. And that tells the device that, hey, you better start listening. Someone's going to ask me a question. Then I said, ask SmartSimple. And we program that as our keyword so that you can, the Alexa device knows that I'm asking it about something to do with SmartSimple. So I want to query the SmartSimple database in my own particular copy. Then I just asked the question. So I said, please tell me my current reviews, or please tell me my site visits. And what it did there was, in a couple of screens before, those are things you can program yourself. So we have to refer to a key name, which was current reviews in this case, and site visits. And that tells Alexa, oh, okay, I want to run that particular command or report or whatever it may be. In this case, it was 2 different reports. One to tell me my current reviews coming up for the week, maybe I'm a reviewer, I want to see what my schedule is, or my site visits that I have to go on. I can kind of plan my week and see what's happening. So that's really the basic premise of how it all kind of comes together. So we've handled all the back-end technology part of dealing with the device and talking to and the systems, and it really all just links through with your Amazon Alexa account. So to talk to the device, you have your Amazon Alexa app, and in the app, you tell it, oh, I want to subscribe to the SmartSimple skill set. And then once you have that skill, that's what, and the term skill, guys, is something that Amazon has created. That's not our terminology, but when you subscribe to the SmartSimple skill, you just give it your URL that you want to point to. So the same way you would log in through the browser to your SmartSimple and your same user account and password, and it knows how to interact from there.
So I know that, yeah, I think one of the neat things is that I know that you've got we've pre-programmed some utterances, and again, utterance is an Amazon word that they use for the actual queries themselves. I know we pre-programmed some utterances in there.
We have, yeah.
I think what's really been neat is that, at least internally, every department at SmartSimple is actually equipped with an Alexa device.
Yeah.
And the neat thing is, and at least I can speak from my own department's experience with the marketing team, is that we actually can pull some really useful information out of the system that we put into it for all of the marketing metrics and campaigns that we're running. So, a lot of times, we need quick answers on how many webinar registrants that we have for today, for example, or whether an email's been deployed or not, or whether or how many registrants have registered for the upcoming block party or event, as it were. So, I think that's been really useful. Right. And I think what's really neat also is that, this is a perfect situation for what we just described, was that every month, all the team leads at SmartSimple have a management meeting, and that usually gives us an opportunity to tell the rest of the team, okay, this is what the department's up to, this is what's happening, and so on and so forth. But a lot of times, Mike, our COO, will come up to me just off the cuff and ask me, hey, so how many leads have we got in from this past week? And so I think what's really neat is that, a lot of times I don't have that information on hand, but I never feel like I'm on the back heel, because I can just ask Alexa how many leads came in last week, and Alexa will actually be able to tell me on the spot, so I can give that report back to Mike directly right away. So that's a perfect use case scenario when we're looking for a quick answer. That's where Alexa is really powerful.
Exactly, and that's where we see the that whole voice. It's so natural. You're just asking a question. So it's like you and I talking. It's like, oh, I need to find that out. So I'll just ask Alexa. I don't have to open up my laptop and start punching in queries or things like that. I can just talk, which I can do naturally.
Yeah, so when is this going to be made available to our clients?
It's in the coming weeks, it's going to be made available. As far as the Alexa skill set, it'll be available through the Google Play or Apple Store. Right now, we haven't released it officially there. However, it is already part of the SmartSimple platform. And it has just sort of been on a silent release. It's been in there for a few upgrades now. But you can actually go test it out. It'll be in your global settings under integrations. And you can actually start programming your keywords along with your templates of how you want the responses to be. So in a few weeks, we'll be sending out a notification when it's available for you to download and make available for connecting the two together.
Yeah, and I think what's really exciting for us is, at least once we get Alexa into the hands of our clients a little bit more. I mean, I think we're really interested to see what you guys will actually do with the technology itself as well, because
for sure.
Oftentimes you have the creative ideas that in specific use cases that we may not have come up ourselves with. So
that's right.
I think when we put this into your hands and you're able to use this for your everyday, I think that'll be really neat for us, and to hear some of the stories about what you're using it for.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but I mean, I did want to share what's ahead for us in terms of the integration, because this is definitely just the first iteration of what we're doing with the integration. So, Eric, I know you mentioned before that at this point in time, Alexa plays the role of a reporter. Basically, they report back any piece of data from the system itself, as long as it's in the system.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, I know we've talked about the next iteration of where we're going with the technology is actually having Alexa not only report on things, but being able to complete actions.
Yeah, and I think this is the really cool part, and this is where we really start seeing the power of this voice.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, think about this. I mean, if you're a grants manager, rather than simply having Alexa having the ability to report on a number of applications, for example, that came in from Chicago last month, you'll actually be able to command Alexa to change the status of all Chicago applications from pending to approved. Yeah. So we all know how busy our clients are, grants managers, program managers, and that sort. But for you to be diverted away from whatever meaningful task or project that you're working on to do a simple thing like changing the status of an application, it seems like a time waste. And I think that's where Alexa can really be helpful. You know, you can be in the middle of your work and working on some really big, important task, and for something as trivial as changing a status of an application from pending to approved, for example, you can just ask Alexa to go ahead and do that.
That's right, and I mean, even from just to your point there, Alex, that's great. I think it's even from an accessibility point of view, right? Yeah. So maybe people with certain disabilities, maybe eyesight or physical disabilities. I can talk to the device. I can say, how many of these things are here, or can you please update, change those pending site visits to scheduled. I can make those appointments.
Yeah.
So things of that nature, we really see that taking it to the next level of in terms of technology.
Yeah. Now, and actually, one of the neat things I found about Alexa also is how easy it is to actually put or to program your own utterances into the technology itself. When I was working on it and I was putting in my own utterances myself, I was surprised and amazed at how quickly it was able to do that for me. I'm not a technical person by any means, so for me to be able to do that and for us to be able to do it so quickly, I was really impressed by that. Sure. And actually, you know what? I think what would be really neat is, what if we did on the spot right now, programmed a new utterance into our copy of SmartSimple and actually test out the utterance on the spot.
Accept your challenge, huh?
Okay.
Do it.
So what I'm going to ask everyone to do is, and everyone's online right now, in your chat box is on the right-hand corner. I'm going to ask you guys if you can please provide us with perhaps a sample utterance that you would want to ask Alexa, just so that we can demonstrate to you how quickly we can get this set up and have it reported on.
Sure, and I'm ready on my side.
Okay, so let's give a couple seconds to everybody just to make sure that they have a little bit of time to put in their utterances.
Sure, and I'm going to just get to the right screen here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, looks like a couple now, and well, I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
So I have a request here to demonstrate how Alexa can report on declined grants.
Oh, Okay. So the way we would set that up, so I'm not going to share my screen, but I'm in the screen where we would enter the key name. So we have to call it something. So this is just going back to how the Alexa works. And we need to call it like a keyword. They refer to it as a key name through Amazon, but that's that trigger word that says, oh, that's the task I'm going to complete. So for the purposes of today, I'll just type in decline grants. Let's think what you said. And then I'm just going to put in a template. And through the template, this is where the real power comes from. So this is where I can have Alexa respond to me in all the different ways that I want. So in this case, I'll just type in the phrase that I want Alexa to say back to me. Okay, sorry guys for the typing. There, and I'll click save. And that's it. So because we've taken care of all the kind of back end stuff, by adding my new template in here and having my Alexa device is programmed with my account into the instance that I'm logged in as, I don't have to do anything more than that.
Is there some sort of time lag for it to sync, or can we go ahead and start?
No, we're going to start right now. I'm just going to take it off
cool.
of mute here. And just by me having typed it in and put it in my phrase and clicking save, then we're good to go. So I'll do the same as I did the other examples. So I'm just going to say, Alexa, ask SmartSimple, please tell me declined grants.
Hello. There are currently 7 grants in the declined status.
There you go. So I mean, it's really, I mean, it's kind of silly, and it's kind of, it's kind of fun at the same time, talking to the Alexa and getting your answers back. But it's kind of fun to program. But it's there's a good chunk of technology going on behind this.
I have to say, Eric, I am relieved that actually works, because this is a live demo,
I know,
and honestly, anything
like,
can happen.
I don't know, guys, this is a great idea. But there you go.
Cool. But yeah, I think that's most of what we wanted to cover. I mean, we went through a couple of queries. We went through a sample programming of an utterance into Alexa itself, and I think we've given a pretty good sense of why we're pursuing this technology. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap up, and we can open the field for a couple of questions.
Sure.
So again, you guys have the chat box on the right-hand side. If you guys have any questions, please type that into there. We can address it with whatever time we've got left.
Okay, and maybe, well, just want to say that as a point you said before, while the questions are coming in, this is we're really keen on getting your feedback too, right? Just given even my role in the organization as well as Alex, we're client facing. We're always talking to our clients. We want to make sure that we're putting out the product that works best for you. So please, this is a great opportunity, not even just today, but as you test out these features that we put into the platform, your feedback as clients or prospects or whoever really make a difference and really feeds our development life cycle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So we do have a question that came in. It's a question about permissions, Eric.
Oh, right. Okay.
So right now, I guess if you just ask Alexa a question and you have a programmed utterance in there, it can report back on a specific piece of data. Now, what if someone who is not supposed to have access to that data asks Alexa that question? How do you sort of permission that so that they don't necessarily have access to that piece of information when they ask?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. The security is, it's on everybody's mind these days. We've actually tied in our Alexa integration in with our roles and our security built into the platform. So in terms of today's example, I was logged in through the device, through my account. So it inherits all the properties of my roles and permissions. So in that case, whatever I'm able to do in SmartSimple when I log in, via the browser or my smartphone, I can ask all those same things through my device. If I don't have a particular role, Alexa will say, hey, sorry, but you don't have permission to ask that, for me to return those results. So I'm not going to allow you to do that. So that was on top of our mind going in, is to tie it into the security and permissions of the platform. And I know Amazon's making great strides too into enhancing how the devices actually work in the real world, and being able to even tie devices to even certain rooms in your office. I can create a boardroom device, or maybe a private office device that just sits in my office, and it knows that it's in my office, and it's going to handle things differently than maybe one that's sitting at the the front reception desk.
Cool, cool. We do have another question. Where would we go in the system to set up these Alexa commands?
Oh, great. Yeah, and again, guys, you can do it today, as you saw here, when I put my question in. But it's under, as long as you have permission, again, not only permissions to use the Alexa, but also permissions to actually set it up. So you have to be an administrator, just going to say that off the bat. And if you have access to your global settings, so you'll find that in the main menu in the top right-hand side. If you go to global settings, you'll notice you may or may not have ever clicked in there, but there's a tab specifically called integrations. And if you go into your integrations, you can scroll down, you can see things like the GuideStar, Salesforce, things like that. But you'll also notice there's an Alexa templates section. And it's really easy to use. You'll be taken to the Alexa template page. There, you just click the plus button. You can put in your key names, and then you can type in your templates. And in the template area is really where you would actually type the text you want Alexa to say back to you. But the nice thing is because it's part of SmartSimple, you can use all the power of SmartSimple, including telling it to run a report or using the variables, the same way as we generate our print previews, and we can pull information from the organization or the contact. I can have it even refer to my name. It knows who I am. So I could have had it say, hey, Eric, here's your results for today. So we'll be running some as we release it. When you're able to download the actual skill set, we're going to be running some webinars on how to set up the device. And in the meantime, if you have any questions on the actual configuration, you can always go through myself or contact your account manager to get some more information.
Cool. A couple more questions. Does Alexa support French?
It does. It's
or other languages.
It does
in
actually.
General. I guess.
Yeah, we're starting with English, but as our platform is language neutral, so is the Alexa. So we can, yeah, for sure. The answer to that would be yes. We're starting off with just English at the moment, but yeah, as long as we can get it translated, it doesn't. The device will recognize it. I think actually when you set up your Alexa app, it'll ask you what language you're using. So
right.
The device itself will recognize your speech in the appropriate language, and then that will translate into on the back end.
And I guess it's just sort of related to that, because I see a question here about accents.
Oh,
and
wow.
So does, I mean, this is more of an Amazon question than a SmartSimple question.
Yeah, we don't do the voice recognition.
Does does the technology Echo Dot itself recognize voice?
It
and intonation and tone and that sort of stuff?
It does, and it's pretty good. And I'm just be honest here, sometimes the device, if you're in a loud environment, a room, and people in the background talking, sure, it may not hear you, but it would be the same as imagine talking to a coworker and you're in the cafeteria and it's loud. It's like, oh, did I hear you right, Eric? It's the same kind of thing. So it's just trying to understand. But Amazon has done a very good job at the voice recognition piece, and it's only getting better. As this technology gets more widely used, it just keeps getting better and better. Same as you probably remember from Google Translate, if anyone remembers still, when they first released that years ago, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But you try it now, and it's gotten quite good. So same as this. And to be very clear, though, the voice recognition piece is actually part of the device and the Amazon side. We're just handling the queries and sort of the passing the information back.
Right. Yep, for sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. We did have another question here. I'm trying to interpret it. Does Alexa serve, or I guess can Alexa serve as a chatbot for customer support basic questions?
That is, wow. That's a really, sorry, that's a really good question. You kind of got me off surprise there. I love the live chat. So, but yeah, I can. And actually, we're running this contest. I might actually steal that one and use it for our
I'll have to reveal what that contest is in just a second after you.
But that's a great use case, because as long as just be aware, it's not an AI, so it doesn't really. It just knows those keywords. So as long as you're programming in the particular key names, it can definitely return any result you want. So if I could interpret or know what common questions people would ask, then I could definitely program that into the system. And there's the same thing, just to point on that nature. Like we did a lot of work. It's our responsibility to handle how people talk to the device. So we have to make sure that, how would I even ask that question? how many, who did this, or what is that, or tell me my report, or read to me my, so all of these different iterations of how someone can ask a question, you have to account for. But the key thing is the key name. But yes, it could definitely be served as a self-serve sort of FAQ support type service. Yes.
And just as a side note, you mentioned contests. Just for everyone's benefit, what we're actually doing, we're actually internally, as a company, we're running a contest to come up with the most creative applications for the Alexa integration. So we've made Amazon aware of this, and they're really excited about this contest themselves. They're actually sending an Amazon representative to come and actually judge the contest. We're doing presentations next week to demo what creative ideas we've come up with for the integration, and Amazon's sending someone here to judge on what are the most creative ideas out there. So fingers crossed for the marketing department.
We'll still get prize, Alex, if we still do.
Yeah. Okay, so I have time for 2 more questions. Is it possible for Alexa to be used by grant applicants to fill out their application?
Again, another great question. At this point in time, no. So, but to Alex's point, that's sort of where we see this as phase 2. So in this case, we can have Alexa read back information from the system. So that part's already done. So again, where we're taking the product next is to be able to update information in the system. So in that case, you could. So you can say, Alexa, update my full name to Eric Lauer. Set my grant type to this, or set, so you could potentially, we could see a use case for being able to use the device to feed information back to the system.
Great. And then just one more final question. Will every user require their own Echo device, or can we have one in a central area for everyone to use?
Again, great questions, guys. You can just have one. So, but just keep in mind, each device is tied into a particular account. When I say account, I mean a SmartSimple user. So in this case, for our presentation today, the device was linked through my user account into our copy of SmartSimple. So it's going to take on the properties of my user. So for something like that, let's say you want to, I already have seen things like this, like in the boardroom, maybe at the front desk, people coming in and saying, oh, I'm Alexa, say, I'm here for my meeting or whatever. If you wanted to have a shared Alexa device, maybe just create a generic user account. You can call it Alexa at smartsimple.com, and you have set them up as a user in your copy of SmartSimple, and permission it accordingly, so it can't be running my financial reports from the reception desk.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. And then you can definitely use it as a common device or place it around the office.
Cool.
Awesome. And just and maybe one question that wasn't asked, but I thought we should bring up in terms of pricing. Maybe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that seems to be the $1 million question that no one's asked yet. So maybe we should just go ahead and address that.
Yeah, I just want to point out that these tools are available for you in SmartSimple at no additional fee at the moment for your. It's in there. Like I said, it's actually been in there for a couple upgrades now, as we've been testing, so it's ready to go. You can find under your global settings, so as long as you have that available to you, so there's no extra charge there. And these Echo devices, I mean, the Echo Dot, as they call it, the small one that we've been using today, I think they retail for about $50 on Amazon or something like that. I can't remember how much the taller, full-size ones are. But again, yeah, hop on, do some shopping, go to Amazon.
Now I'm going to ask a question that no one has asked, another one.
Okay.
But so if someone wanted to get started with at least playing around with the integration, who can they talk to at SmartSimple in order to facilitate that?
Yeah, in this case, given that it's sort of we're just releasing it, and it's sort of a new new frontier, I would suggest either contact your account manager. They can kind of talk to you about it, or even myself through my team. We can talk through the possibilities, right? So it's not, I'd suggest maybe not support in this case, unless you're setting up your own templates. They can definitely help you how to do that. But at this stage, it'd be curious to, I wouldn't mind engaging with you on a deeper level to just kind of see, how do you envision using this technology? How can we help, or what's the best approach to setting it up? And we can have that kind of discussion together go from there.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I think we did cover a good amount. I was scratching my head as to how we are going to demo Alexa for a webinar, but I guess we've sort of figured that out.
Yeah.
Hopefully this format worked for everybody, but I want to thank everyone for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hopefully you found that useful, and if you do have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to myself or Eric, or as Eric mentioned, to your account manager. We'd be pleased to address any questions that you might have.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I guess we're good to go. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay, take care.